Today I am going to put another foundation to the test, the sweat humidity test, but I am also going to be trying out the brand new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. I did go ahead and buy two colors. I bought number 4 in pale and number 5 in medium. I had to order online, so we will just be flying by the seat of our pants, hoping that these colors are right. It does look like I can wear either one depending on what kind of look I like. If I want something more brightening under the eye, which I usually do not lean towards because I think too much brightness under the eye can accentuate age. But if I wanted to highlight the corner, the 4 may be perfect, and the 5 I think is going to be perfect for me. All right, so let's tell you a little bit about this concealer. It has a whole lot of claims on the box, but I'm just going to go by what I printed out from the website. Let's start out with the size. It is a 0.25 ounce. And it is $33. It claims to be medium coverage, hydrating concealer to conceal, correct, and brighten, and lift the look of your eyes and face. You can also use this concealer in several different colors to highlight and lift the face, also to contour. And here are some of the ingredients: niacinamide for brightening, golden vitamin C to help even out your skin tone, hyaluronic acid to deeply hydrate, glow peptide for light reflecting finish. It has a vegan collagen to help plump. It has jojoba, sunflower, and mimosa floral waxes that leave the skin looking smoother. It has camellia oil, which is rich in omega-9, and it helps to maintain the skin's natural barrier. It has soft focusing silica, which will help to smooth the appearance. It is making a whole lot of promises for me. I'm already falling in love. Oops. Okay, and it is rich in emollients, which help the glow glide effect, and it has a long-lasting finish. It has natural mica-based pearls, which imparts a light diffusing effect, which gives you that radiant look. It also says that in 1 hour, your skin will feel 2 times more hydrated. 90% of women agreed that it looked instantly brighter, and 96 agreed that it did give a soft, smoothing effect. 96 agreed that their skin looked awakened, and 93% said it visibly reduced the look of dark circles. It says to be sweat and humidity proof. So I am going to do exactly what I did with the Dior Forever. I am going to apply my makeup and then go out and walk my girls. I walk each one for 30 minutes. That means I will be out there for 60 minutes, and then I will come back and share if this is sweat proof, because we are a group of menopausal women with hot flashes and sweats. Yes, it happens. At any moment, you can break out in a cold sweat. And I also live in Southwest Florida, where the humidity lingers at about 85 to 90%. So that is some heavy-duty humidity. And it also says that it will give you 16-hour wear. So I just thought we would go ahead and give it a try. And while I am trying out the new Charlotte Tilbury, I thought I would kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I am going to review the Lancome Teint Idéal Ultra Wear Care Glow. This will give me a beautiful glow, and it says that it is a 24-hour healthy glow serum foundation with buildable medium coverage and an SPF of 27. It says it will hydrate and smooth the skin and give you a natural glowing finish. It comes in 30 transfer-resistant shades for all skin types, including sensitive skin. And I would say that I have sensitive skin right now. 2 of its ingredients that they are boasting about is hyaluronic acid, which we know hydrates and plumps the skin by drawing moisture in from the air. And you know, I do live where it's very humid, so I should come back looking very plumped. It also has mandelic acid, which is a very, very mild exfoliant in skincare. So it says that it has the mandelic acid in it, which will help to smooth and refine your skin. There is dimethicone, silicones in here. There's also denatured alcohol, which doesn't really bother me. It's in just about everything. I prefer it in my skincare over my hair care. That's the truth. And it also does have fragrance to it. So those are some of the ingredients. You can go online and find out every single one of them if you are the ingredient police. Okay? All right, so we are going to get started, and we are going to start with the foundation. And I went with 330N. Let's get my trusty block out, and I will list and link everything below for you. And for let's go ahead, and I'm going to put out 2 pumps. Well, we'll go with 3, okay? And I'll just show you the consistency of this foundation. It's pretty thick. It's not really running, but remember, they say a glow. So I'm going to take my fingers, and I'm going to go ahead and place it where I would normally place my foundations, all on the high points of my face, and I'm just going to make sure that it's pretty evenly distributed. And then I will take my Sonja Kashuck sponge, because it's one of my favorite, and I'm just going to dip into the foundation slightly. Let me show you how much is still on there. I did not use all of it, and when I dipped in, I dipped, and then I go ahead and kind of work it into the sponge tip. All right, so it will apply as I go along. So I'm taking my 5-time magnifying mirror, and I'm going to start on the chin, and I'm just going to tap it in, pouncing. That's how I like to use sponge. Some people drag with their sponge. I think I get a better application by pouncing. And my sponge is damp, so it's not absorbing the product. It is applying it nicely. It spreads nicely. It's going on with the amount that I used with a light application, which is my preferred, but I am going to put a little bit more. Make sure they get into the crevices of the nose. I'm not going to go up underneath my eyes with this, because I am going to be using the new Charlotte Tilbury concealer. So I'm going back in to put another layer on, because this is a very light layer that I put on. It has a beautiful finish. The glow is very, very pretty. It is feeling very comfortable with just the one layer that I put on, but we're going to double up and give it medium coverage now, because I know that a lot of people prefer medium coverage. Some like heavy because they have things to cover up, which I totally understand. But for me, I just find less is more. Less is more, my friends. But this is a review, so I'm going to see how it plays. Again, going in the same fashion. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time pouncing this on. I'm going to do it as quick as possible, because I don't want to lift or disturb anything else that I've already applied. And sometimes we get a little carried away, and then you'll notice it starts to lift up because we're playing with it too much. So I'm just doing a quick sweep over. And there you have it. That is 2 layers. I think it is beautiful, my friends. I'll come back here. I think it is really, really pretty. I'll come a little closer for you. Realize when I come closer, the lights actually glow on it a little bit more. Sitting here, the light is better because you get to see the true color. When I come forward, the lighting will diffuse it just slightly. So I think it is a beautiful, beautiful coverage. I think the color is really nice for me. If you look, my face is not as dark as my body because the sunscreen is piled on when I go for my walk, and then I do wear sunscreen on the body, but I do get more tan on my body, but my face, I try to prevent it at all costs. So this is a perfect color for me. All right, so let's move on to the Charlotte Tilbury concealer. I'm going to apply it with my damp sponge. And again, I have 2 colors, 4 and 5. So let me get those out so you can see. All right, let me get my zoom lens because I can't see anything. Okay, this is the 4, which is the fair, and this is the 5, which is the medium. You can see one is just slightly pinker. The medium is a little bit more yellow, and the fair is a little pink. Let me swatch that on my hand for you. This is the medium. Okay, so here is the medium. and they will seem very light on my hands because my hands are tanned. And then this one here is the fair. So let me show you these first. Okay, so there is the, let me back up a little bit. There is the medium, and there is the fair. So you can see that this has the pink to it, so that's going to give you more brightening effect. So if you do like to brighten up the inner eye, the fair number 4 is going to be a nice shade for you if you are the same coloring as me. And then of course the medium is perfect, the number 5. Okay, so let's get going on the eyes now and see how these work out. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of the number 4, which is the pink. I'm going to put a little bit of this above my eye in the corner and then just right here to brighten up because that's where I am darkest. And then I will go ahead and use the medium. I'm going to just put a dab of medium here, 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 and here because I have really dark veins on the side that I like to cover up. So again, my sponge is damp. I'm going to take it into the corner where the fair is and just work that in that area. It's a small area, so you have to work with just the tip of the sponge. And I'm really just pouncing on it, and you'll see how nicely it blended down. So now I'm going to go, well, I'll do the top with my finger, it's easier. I'm just going to go ahead and start spreading that around. It blends really well. It's a perfect color. And then I'll just make sure that I blend them together so that it's a nice smooth transition. And that is what it looks like. Here is no eye. Well, I have an eye, but it's not quite done. So this is my normal eye, and then this is with the concealer. And if you are someone who has a problem with your eyeshadows staying put, you will need a primer. I can get away with my concealer. I don't have oily eyelids. And then I just set it with a little bit of powder. So that is how nicely it camouflaged all the redness. I'm just going to put a little bit more of the medium on my eye because I can still see the vein coming through here. So I just want to put, these are very, very, very light dots. They're not thick. And then I'm just going to go ahead and build that up over the vein, and I'm just going to touch lightly and go all the way up under the lash line. Okay, so that's just built up a little bit more because I really do want to put it through the test. So I want you to really be able to see it. Beautiful. It's not caking or anything yet. Now I do have a lot of lines underneath my eyes. I'll insert a picture here of my eyes bare in the sunlight so that you can see that I do have wrinkles, and you'll be able to look and see where it should be gathering, because anywhere we have wrinkles is where it's going to gather into. It's like a crack in the road. The rain is going to fill that crack before anything else. Okay, so now I'm going to do the other eye and I will be right back. Okay, so there is the foundation and the concealer applied. I think it looks beautiful. I am going to set this side with a powder, and I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier. This is the translucent setting powder ultra blur. I'm going to take a small amount in the lid, and I'm just going to take my damp beauty blender and I'm going to pounce some powder on it. Go ahead and make sure that it is all smoothed out. Nothing, you don't want anything creasing inside because that's the way it will set it. And then I just lightly, because I have a few wrinkles, I'm going to go ahead and just extend those down, my skin down just slightly, so that I can really set everything underneath my eye. And we shall see how that holds up. Okay. So there is the set side and the unset side. Now I am expecting that this side will stay in place, but will it start to look cakey afterwards? And did that small amount of powder really make a difference in taking the radiance away? We'll see. Right now, I don't think they look much different. Okay, so I'll back up for you so you can see. Now for my eyelids, because I am going to put just a small amount of shadow on, I'm just going to walk my dogs, but you know, I have to have a finished look for you. So I'm just going to take the BK Beauty. This is the BK Beauty 201 brush. I like this. Again, it's creasing where I have wrinkles or the folds are, so I'm going to set that with my finger. And then I'm just going to go ahead and place that powder over. And this has a blurring effect, so it should help with a little bit to really diffuse the deep wrinkles I have. So I will set the other side as well. So for the face, it really did settle nicely, but there is a little bit of tackiness to it. So in order for me to put on any blush or bronzer, I am going to need to just slightly set it. So I just took a little bit of this powder and I'm just going to pounce it where I am going to put blush and bronzer. I'm not putting a lot on. Well, it might end up a lot, who knows. I'm going to sweep that, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of the forehead here, but I'm not going to powder anything here, nothing here, none of these lines, not even my nose. Well, maybe my nose just a little, because I like my nose flat. I don't like it shiny. All right, and then I'm just going to go in with my bronzer, my blush. I'm going to finish up my look, and I will be right back with the finished look. Remember, everything will be listed and linked below for you. All the colors, all the name brands, all the codes, anything you need will be found underneath the video. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a walk with my dogs. Again, it will be 30 minutes each dog, so that's 60 minutes out there for me. And then I will come back and show you the state of the makeup. But before we go out, I wanted to tell you that the actual foundation feels and looks beautiful. It really, really does. I didn't spray any finishing spray or anything like that to take the powdery look away because I only put powder on the cheek area. But I will say that the concealer already underneath this eye is gathering, so that may be an issue. The concealer on this side has not really started to gather anywhere, so it may be a concealer that needs powder, but we will see. They may both, it may sweat right off of me. We don't know. But I will tell you, first impression of the way it applies is beautiful. I will say, now remember, I am going to be 63 years old in November. I have wrinkles underneath my eyes. I don't have any procedures to help take them away. No Botox or anything like that, because to be honest with you, the Botox only makes this look worse for some reason. I don't know why. But I have nothing done with my eyes. So there are wrinkles. It is a fact of life. It is my reality, and it is something we have to accept. Our goal here is just look our best at any age. That's what I'm trying to stress. It doesn't matter if you wear a lot of makeup or a little bit of makeup. As long as your application is there and you feel good and the products are holding up and performing for you, you are always going to look your best. So that is what we are trying out today. I am going to see if it works under humidity and sweat, because that is a very important factor when women are buying their foundation and concealers, because as I mentioned, menopause can throw a hot flash at you at no time at all. You have no idea when it's going to hit you. Some women break out in a full-blown sweat, and it can be embarrassing. However, we need to accept that that's a part of life too, ladies. We don't have to love it, but it is part of life, and as long as we, hey, I have no objection to you carrying a little electrical fan around. Charge it every single night when you go to bed, and in the morning or any time during your day that you need it, you just whip your little fan out. And these are inexpensive. You can find them in my Amazon store. I love this thing. It has 3 speeds. It's small enough to just, I think it folds, to be honest with you, but that's not what this video is about. But I think you can, yes, you can. You can fold this right up and stick it in your handbag, whip it out if you need. And if you have a sweat and you don't want to touch your makeup, just go ahead and put this on it right away. And once it dries down, because that coolness will help you. It does help a hot flash, but once it dries down, the makeup's going to reset. So you'll be okay. Trust me on that. It's happened to me several times. All right, so I am actually going to record a quick video on a couple of skincare items here, which will take me probably about 30 minutes, and then I'm going on the walk, so the makeup will be on me for a fair amount of time before I even get out into Sweatville. So we are really going to test these two products to the max. All right, my friends, I'll be back. Good girl. Stay. 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 Forward. Good girl. Good girl. My Harley's such a good girl now, huh? You're such a good girl. Good girl, Harper. Good girl. Good girl. Stay. Sit. Stay. Forward. Good job. She's doing so good. As long as we don't run into a white bird, we're good. If we run into that white bird, oh my goodness. This way, baby. Come on, this way. We gotta go to the shade. Gotta get to the shade, baby. There we go. There we go. Good girl. Good girl, Lula. Good girl. Let's go have a nice walk. Oh no. Okay, so I have returned from my walk. Let me get my phone so I can pull up the humidity, the temp and the humidity. All right, so this is my outdoor walk. Hang on, I gotta get my zoom lens because, you know, contacts, I can't see anything but like right here. That's it. Close up, I can't see. Okay, so it's 82 degrees with humidity of 77. We walked for an hour and 6 minutes. So let's see how the foundation and the concealer, which both say they are sweat proof and humidity proof. Now keep in mind, when you are just functioning in your regular ordinary day, you are not going to sweat like this. But the reason why I like to do this is because some of us do live in a climate that we do sweat like this, and also some women in menopause, when they have a hot flash, they are drenched by the time they are done. So that's why I like to do it this way. So let me get my handy dandy fan as well, because then I'll dry it so we can see how the foundation really set up. Now I don't expect that it held up very well around where my glasses lay, because my sunglasses, they slide down. They do touch my cheek only slightly, but for the most part, they just slide down on my nose from here to here. So I'm expecting that it did wear off there. So let's take a look. I will say that my eyes were burning. So this foundation going into my eyes really did burn, because if you look, the mascara held up perfectly. And that mascara was lights, camera, action, or something like that. Anyway, we're not talking about that, but I like to throw it in there. All right, so the foundation. You want to do the foundation first? Let's do the foundation first. It looks pretty darn good. It really does. It has worn off only where my sunglasses are. And where like something really ran down my face, sweat, you can see there's a little nakedness right there, but that could be from where the sunglasses hit me. And of course, it's all worn off around the nose area. but you can see where my chin is wet. The foundation is still there. Now well, it did wear off my chin a little bit. I can see where there's foundation built up here, but the foundation did wear off on the face. But for the most part, it still is presentable. My forehead was dripping and it still looks good. I mean, my hairline is wet, so you know I'm sweating out there. You can tell by my shirt, I have sweat stains everywhere, and I'm very dewy looking. We like a good glow, don't we, ladies? The foundation, it passes the sweat test. So it holds up well with sweating and in the humidity, although the humidity is a little bit lower than the other day with the Dior foundation, but still, it's humid out there and it looks nice. So now let's go to the concealer. The eye that I put powder on, there is just a slight collection of concealer just below the lash line. That is it. I don't know if you'll be able to pick that up. Let's see. Okay, so that is the only place that this concealer has gathered. That's it. It has held up well. It's still there. I think it did wear off a little bit here, but that again is the sunglasses pressing on my nose and dragging down. But for the most part, this side still looks good. Now the side that I did not powder, I don't know if you'll be able to pick that up. I'm going to hold it back here and then maybe I'll be able to crop in. But it gathered a lot more on the eye that was not set. But with that being said, because you can just touch that out, with that being said, it actually, it did hold up pretty good. I don't think it looks that bad. I mean, this is an hour and 6 minutes of sweating. And I will say, I took some pictures before I started out, and I'm going to, if I can do a before I started out on my walk and an after and put them in, I will. And then you'll be able to see the end results. I really do think both performed pretty darn good. I still have concealer on. I'll say, looking at the concealer with the powdered side, I will say that the unpowdered side seemed to just slightly soak in a little bit, but it looks a little more, it has more glow with a little more youthfulness to it. So even though the powder did hold up, when you really take it and bring it down, you can see, I don't know if, I'll hold it back here, and then when I zoom in, we'll be able to maybe see that. You can see where it did gather up, but when I let go, it kind of disappears. But this side has none of that. This concealer, I have to say, I really like it. I'm going to continue to wear it. I actually might go as far to say as I'm going to wear it without any powder over it, because I really do think it looks nice. Really. Okay, I've babbled on enough. Now I got to go make lunch for Louie and myself. And I've got to guzzle a big jug of water because I sweat a lot. All right, my friends, if you haven't subscribed, I would love to have you as an ageless beauty. Hit that subscribe button. Right next to it is a bell that notifies you of all the videos that I'm putting up. Until the next time, my friends, go out in the world, be lovable, and remember, ladies, it is okay. It's perfectly fine to accept and love your age. It truly is. I love you all. Bisous.